Welcome to Rope Dropping Knowledge, where we guide you through the magic of Disney.
Happy 4th of July Friday.
Yay.
Well, even though the 4th isn't for like 3 days. Most of you are beginning your holiday weekend. So I don't know when most of you are going to be listening to this. Hopefully it'll be today, tomorrow, soon.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
After the holiday.
We're a little bit late. And yes, it's Tracy's fault.
No, it's not.
No, it's my fault. Man. Well, because we usually record at like 6 or usually around 6.
7.
6 or 7. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is kind of late to me because you always get tired afterwards because you have to do some loading and all that stuff after.
But Tracy wants a house, so this is what happens. I got to work.
No, but I say we do it right after like 5.
Yeah, but I don't end at 5. I can't just sign off at 5. So it is what it is. This is life is adulting.
I still have my computer on.
Yeah, your computer's on right now.
I know. I'm going back to work, I guess, after this.
It's like 6:30.
On a holiday.
Yeah.
So much for telling people they can
I was
leave
still
early.
doing emails like literally a second ago.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. All of you know what we're talking about because most of you are in the same situation.
Yeah.
Except for the smart ones who took today off.
Sorry to be yawning.
You see? You're tired. Anyway, everyone should be in a good mood because there is a holiday coming up. And hopefully most of you are getting a 3-day weekend. Some of you who don't work just get a permanent weekend.
Or cast members who have to work don't get
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is going to be a rough weekend on cast members. It always is, like every year. Because it's hot, and then the parks are just packed to capacity.
Yeah.
And it's packed with all people who are like not regular Disney goers.
The revenge travelers.
But it's not even the revenge travelers. I'm saying 4th of July is packed with people who are just like, it's like their once a year thing, but they're not like Disney fanatics. Mm-hmm. You know, Disney fanatics for cast members are actually easier because there's less questions. Because if somebody asks you where the bathroom is, that's fine, right? That's what a cast member does. But then you multiply that out, and I'm just taking a simple thing, right? You multiply that out over the day. And it's like, okay, you know, a typical day, maybe one cast member gets asked that question maybe 100 times. 4th of July, you got to, times 10.
Yeah.
And not because the park is 10 times more populated. It's just that it's populated with people who don't usually go to the parks. Because this is their big holiday thing. The kids are out of school. This is something they may have been saving up for all year. And they show up. And so it's harder, Anytime you have customers that are used to being at your particular establishment, your particular business, it's always easy because they already know where everything is. They know your name. They know where to go. They know how to use Genie Plus. They know all this stuff. But on holidays, it gets reversed, and it's going to be a lot of people who. As a matter of fact, all the regular goers the vast majority of them are blocked. So
yeah. We are.
It's going to be all strangers. So, yeah. Few people who have the Dream Pass who are lucky to buy it before it disappeared. And even they probably had to fight for reservations. So, yeah. Yep. But anyway, good news on a positive note. We got a new winner. Our June giveaway winner, Island Beauty 99.
Yay.
Won our silver Minnie Mouse collectible package, the backpack and the crossbody. I think she's won. Has she won before?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. It's kind of cool when somebody wins.
Ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. But She's one of our super fans.
She's one of our super fans.
And she's very interactive, and she's awesome. And the fact that somebody can win twice is good. I like it when people win twice. I think Aaron's won 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, they're like 3 times at least.
Mm-hmm. And then I know we have some people who have been listening a long time who have never won, but it's random. I want to fix it for you, but I can't. I can't fix it like I do the in-park giveaway. This has to be on the up and up. So, but the fact that somebody won twice, somebody won 3 times, a couple people have won twice. Mm-hmm. The fact that happens means that your odds are good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because we're still relatively small.
Yeah.
If we had like 100,000 listeners per episode, like your odds would be really hard to win.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be like, you know, I don't want to say don't bother, but it'd be.
Well, you don't
but
bother.
Well, no. If we get to the point to where we have like 100,000 downloads per episode, then what I would have to do is increase the prize value, because then obviously we would start taking advertisers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we'd be making money,
and then maybe we'd do more than one, because you know how some people do like 3
we
prizes?
already do more than one, because
no, I mean in one giveaway. So the top prize is this, and then the second is, you know.
Nah, it gets too complicated. People don't want to follow all that. No, what you do is you make the prize big enough for them to where it's worth it. So instead of having like $100 prize, you have like $1,000 prize. Or something in that area, right?
And then if you won the last one, you can't go join the next one. Now we're letting anyone do whatever.
Well, if you have 100,000 listeners, I don't think you would even have to put that caveat. You know what I mean? Like, numbers take care of themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
If
you're really lucky and win it twice, then you're really lucky.
Yeah, it's like winning like the California lottery. They're not going to put a restriction on, well, if you won once, you can't win again, because they know you're not. You know what I mean? Unless you found a way to fix it.
You're really lucky, yeah.
Yeah, you have to actually be like, on the inside to do it. You get to pick the numbers yourself. Or a time traveler. Ooh, let's think about time travel.
Yeah, I totally do a Biff, and what is that his name, Biff? When he
Yeah,
goes back and bets on all these things so that he could be rich.
Yeah, there's better ways to make money though. That's what
do that
easy.
Bitcoin thing or whatever.
Because if you do it with bets, you have to go back. I've thought about that as a kid. Because if you went back in time and bet on stuff, you just
or
have
not even bet, like play the stock market a certain way. That's like betting.
Yeah, that's better. Because then at least you could give your younger self something that would be institutionalized. It would be in the open up. If you just bet on stuff,
be really suspicious.
you just have a bunch of cash. You have these bags of cash, and then you have to like launder it somehow or convince the IRS that you're really that lucky.
Well, that's the same with stock, though. You have to convince the SEC.
Yeah, well, they're doing an insider investigation, trader investigation. But if you're like, if you don't know anybody who's trading stock, the investigation would be pretty short.
Especially if you go back to like the 70s or 80s when everything was on paper and not internet, you know?
Yeah.
How are they going to figure it out?
Oh, boy. Me and my time machine. I wanted to address an issue because some people, and I think there's...
Because last week I was like, hey, don't yell at me, but you weren't.
Well, yeah, and you have somebody, and I actually had a couple of friends of mine who are just like, hey, you guys are okay? Like, we hear you guys like debate on the podcast and blah, blah, blah.
At work, someone asked me, yeah, you guys argue a lot. You guys must argue a lot at home. Like, you know, like they think we do this, like, we talk like this in normal life, but as any show or program you watch, that's just for the camera. Well, this is just for the microphone.
I don't want to say it's fake.
Not that it's fake, yeah.
No, I just think we don't take all of our like political and Disney's thoughts and stuff and compress it into an hour any other time in the week.
Mm-hmm.
So we do this to kind of like bounce ideas off and da da da.
Yeah.
But it's not like
yeah, because
it's not toxic.
No.
Yeah, but some people think, oh my God, what's your marriage
you guys
like?
argue all the time like that? No, we don't. And then even like sometimes when there's something Disney that comes up and we start debating it, and I'm like, wait, save that for the podcast. Yeah.
Well, one of the reasons I wanted to bring this up is because of the story that you showed me about the wife getting arrested.
Oh, yeah. At Disney World, a wife got arrested after hitting her husband in front of a sheriff deputy or something at Disney World. They were in the parking lot, and they started arguing about, I don't know what it was about. They started arguing, and then he put the kids in the car. The sheriff happens to be right there, the deputy.
Yeah. And the guy starts walking away towards the deputy.
Yeah,
right?
because he wanted to end the argument, but she went after him and continued to talk and whatever and yell at him. And then she like open hand hit him.
Ooh.
And that's
Right
when the
in front of the
deputy was
cop.
like, okay.
Florida, man.
You got your kids there. Like,
And the thing is, it's like, that's just like a lot of lack of impulse control, you know?
but that's what you said that, well, you didn't say that, but, well, no, you did say that sometimes women like to push.
You're going to get me canceled.
Guys like to push buttons so that the woman can, or something like that. So we're
No,
so emotional, basically.
I say that sometimes men will take advantage of the way we were raised, like to where if somebody, it's easy in a relationship where somebody is angry. It's basically another form of gaslighting, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you make somebody feel crazy, and then they get mad, and it's like, well, see, you're crazy.
See, you're crazy.
Yeah. And so I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm not saying that that's what happened.
Right.
I'm saying that I've seen that somebody who's come from the CPS world, I've seen men who have gotten custody of their kids through CPS. Right? Mm-hmm. Because sometimes we would go to the home and ask somebody to leave the home, one of the parents, if there was domestic violence or whatever, especially if no kids were hurt. We'd just kind of do a voluntary case and say, hey, one of you have a social worker sign, one of you the aggressor needs to leave the home for a certain period of time to complete this case plan, blah, blah, blah. Because we hate taking kids if we don't have to. But sometimes you would see the guy kind of do things to where maybe even he was violent in the past, but you don't catch that.
Yeah.
But but in public or if it's around other people, he knew how to push the right buttons to where he'd be the one to get hit. And then they call the police or the police call CPS, and then we end up asking the mom to step out, which he ends up regretting because he probably has to take care of the kids by himself now. He was like, what? No. But that's happened before. But I don't know if that's what happened in this Florida case. But it's easy to push buttons, man, if you know the person. And especially if that person has certain issues that you're aware of. It's kind of, because I'm trying to think of somebody. I mean, the woman could have just been really entitled thinking, I could hit my husband in front of a cop and nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
I guess
maybe
there's
he had
that.
said something to her calmly because he knows how to push buttons. Maybe. I'm just saying maybe. Like, he probably said something that was really offensive or, that really hurt her, but he said it in a calm way. And then that's when she's like, whack. Because, a guy can just calmly say something that drives a woman crazy.
It's like, my mother was right about you.
Yeah, or something
and then
like
bam!
That. Yeah. And he knew the cop was there. And he knew that it was
it's like, because here's the thing. I know we're totally victim blaming, but it's our favorite pastime. But it's like, if I were in a fight with you, I would not walk towards a cop. Because I don't want you to be arrested.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's the last thing. Even, our business would be our business, but I definitely wouldn't be like seeking assistance or something. You know what I mean? It's like,
so sad.
Unless he was a battered spouse, which he could have been, and maybe that was his one time that he had the courage
cry for help.
Yeah, it could be. It's happened.
Yeah, that's true.
It's happened, so I'm not going to discount it.
I mean, I don't know.
But
if
at
y'all
Disney
saw
World,
Gone Girl, but it's totally like that. Maybe.
You're one of the movies you hate.
Oh, I hate that movie so much.
But yeah, back to us. This is a weird Friday.
You're so lucky. I'm not like that Gone Girl woman.
Oh man, no, I just want to say, yeah, to us, well, at least to me, I can only speak for myself. Us doing a podcast, a weekly podcast, and being able to share it with you guys, to me, is couples therapy. I told one of my coworkers that. Because how often, and this is why I say that. One, in order to do a Disney podcast, at least in the vein that we do, we have to do a lot together. I mean, how many couples have been married for years and they're just kind of apart, even though they live under the same roof? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like we have something to where I think it's kind of a hack where we force ourselves to collaborate every week on something that we consider fun, on a subject that we consider fun. We force ourselves. We like Disney. We both like Disney, so that's fortunate, right? It's not like one of us likes only Dungeons and Dragons and one of us only likes NASCAR. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then we just our ships passing in the night, kind of thing. We both like Disney, so we get to share kind of that love and that passion together, and then we get to share it with you guys. So to me, yeah, it's a healthy thing because, it's not like I like video games. And when you first met me, I think I played a lot more video games.
And I read a lot more books.
And you read a lot more books. And then there'd be times, like when you first started coming down here, well, not when you first started coming down here, but when we first moved in, where I would be playing like Fallout for like 6 hours. On the Xbox, and you'd be reading a book, and there was no communication. You know what I mean? So now it's kind of like with Disney, and I think that, with all the flaws Disney has as a corporation, and every corporation has flaws, and all the things that are ups and downs about that, I could honestly say that it helped our relationship. Not that we needed help, but it's because we liked Disney from the beginning. But it's something that we both can look forward to. We always know when the next time we're going. We collaborate just on our trips. We collaborate on the podcast. And so we always are a team doing that, even though we're not a team in our respective jobs. We're not a team in other areas of our lives. I think it's healthy to be a team in something. Now, some people are just a team when it comes to raising their kids. Yeah. That's a good thing, It's harder because kids make you angry.
Yeah, that's why the woman hit the man, because it's something about arguing. It's probably about the kids, because they mentioned that they put the kids in the car. Yeah. And then after they put them in the car, they started like wah, at each other.
And Disney is stressful.
Oh yeah, I've seen it with tired dads.
Remember that dad who was about to fight the taxi cab driver?
Yes, he was so tired. He just wanted to get home.
Harbor entrance, and he starts yelling, and I'm like,
because
dude,
his family couldn't fit the little Prius taxi. He needed to wait for the van.
Yeah,
but he just really wanted to get home. He didn't care.
He wanted to get to the hotel.
Yeah,
and it was just kind of like, dude, just take us. And the guy said, no, I can't take you. Like, legally, there's not enough seatbelts.
Yeah, there's not enough seatbelts.
Yeah. And he's like, he was about to fight the guy. And it's kind of like, I felt for him.
Yeah.
He's a dad who's been in the park all day. This was like when we used to stay later, too.
He had to put 2 strollers in the trunk, so that's why he was kind of mad. He had to take the strollers back out and wait for a van.
Well, it's not even that. It's not.
All that.
It was about the entire day, probably.
Yeah.
You spend a day at Disney with a family, and you are, especially if you're not a regular Disney goer, you are beat. It's not all rainbows and sunshine.
No, but my point was, like, he had small kids that had strollers, 2.
I know, but least. I guess my point is if that was the only thing he had to deal with all day, he probably wouldn't have been mad.
Right.
the thing is he had to deal with the previous 12 hours.
Right.
And that's what makes you blow up at the end of the night.
Right.
You know, like, this is the last thing all I want to do is go to bed. And he knows when he gets back to the hotel, he still has to give the kids a shower,
he
bath.
could just plop on his bed.
No. You still got to do all the dad stuff. And all he wants to do is get back. You know, he's probably broke.
Like, his wife was probably screaming at him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel bad for the dads.
So just so you guys know, no, we do not like just debate and argue all the time. We save it for you guys because you're special.
We save this show for you guys.
We're actually kind of boring. And the funny thing is our friends think that we're kind of like this, I don't know. I don't want to say perfect couple. That's the wrong word. They think that we're like this super friendly, fun-loving.
Well, we are fun-loving.
I mean, we are, but I'm just saying we're kind of not like super
like
argumentative and crazy arguing couple, and we're not the super Pollyannish Bubba couple either. We're actually pretty boring, and we love Disney, and when we see our friends, because we're kind of like homebodies, except for Disney. We do like to go out to eat, do fun things, go to Disney and do that stuff. So I think so some people who only see us in that light think we're just the perfect couple. And then the people who are on the podcast think that we're like this crazy couple. And so we're really in the middle. You know what I mean? We're really neither one.
Yeah.
We're pretty normal.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, next week, we're going to be doing another giveaway. I was going to start it early, but then I thought, you know what? It's Thor related. I already kind of put a teaser up there. You know, the movie Love and Thunder starts next week. Let's just do it in conjunction with the movie. I'll put the pictures and everything and the contest up on social media beforehand so you guys can see the prizes. But they're kind of cute prizes. I think they're cute. And, you know, the podcast will be a day before the actual Thor.
Yep.
And then the week after that, I will be in New Jersey on business.
So who knows what we're going to do next episode?
Yeah, you might have
not next episode, the episode after.
Yeah, we might have to
do it on a Saturday.
On a Saturday again. Yeah. So we will see. Or maybe I'll just do it in Jersey and have some of my Jersey coworkers on with their Jersey accents.
You have to take this whole thing because I don't know how to control it.
No, I could bring my Zoom, my H1.
Oh.
I could do it, you know. But yeah, who knows if we'll have time for that?
Yeah.
So we'll see. That'd be kind of fun though. A Jersey. Well,
it'll go with the Miss Marvel theme.
That's true, huh?
Jersey, because she's in Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could go to a Pakistani community in Jersey, and if we could do it live.
Well, I don't know about that.
We'll do it live. No.
Look for the Illuminantes.
The Illuminantes. Yeah. That's such an awesome thing. I know so many people are going to be using that. We have Illuminantes. Mm-hmm. So, other things in our life, we're going
to Oogie Boogie Bash. Yay, for
which
the first
I actually
time.
told people, I think maybe 50 podcasts ago, we would never do.
We would never do a ticketed event.
Yeah, I'm like, we already have passes. I'm never going to pay for.
Another $100 and something for
nearly
$200.
Yeah, just to go, blah, 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 blah. Then you get older.
Well, then you get FOMO when you see all these people posting all these things. All these adults, like, the ones that when I looked at the pictures and saw, it was a while ago, that was Cameron and Alana and Cameron. Mm-hmm. This other Disney couple.
Oh, yeah.
That we knew, they moved. They used to live in Oceanside near us, but they moved to like Tennessee or something. But they were like telling us how cool
they're the ones
it
that
was.
helped us save that woman's life.
Yeah,
I don't know if we saved her life, but yeah, they were very heroic.
So that's when I was like, oh man, I want to go. But every year I'm like, So this time we are actually going on September 10th, which is the day that only D23 members can go, and that is D23 weekend. So,
and Oogie, and this is, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I used to remember pre-pandemic Oogie Boogie Bash, or at least was it? Yeah, the Halloween party, Oogie Boogie Bash, whatever it was called back then.
Boogie Boogie Bash.
Yeah, would sell out like in that day. All of them, all days would just be gone.
Really?
Yeah, and then they would extend it. Then they would open it up if they had
They
availability.
would open a few more tickets.
Yeah, later on. So that's what I was thinking about when I was thinking. Okay, we got in. Lots of people got in. I think there might be still some days available.
There are some. There's a lot sold out.
Yeah.
Somebody's available. But then last year, it was kind of the same, and then they dropped more tickets.
Right.
But I don't remember it. I don't know if
Used
it
to be
was ever
gone.
just gone the first day.
It was gone, just like the Star Wars thing was gone. And I think the reason, I still think they're all going to be sold out.
Yeah.
I think the slowness of getting to that sold out point is
it's so early now.
well, no, I think it's because of the lack of
pass holder.
knowledge of the magic key.
Yeah.
What's going to happen with the magic
The
key?
uncertainty of the
The
magic
uncertainty
key
of the
program.
magic key program. Now, you might be saying, well, why does it matter if you have a magic key or not? Because people want to plan.
Like how we are doing it.
Yeah. So we were able to not only get Oogie Boogie Bash, but then we got the Paradise Pier Hotel again and make a park reservation. We got all three. We got the hat trick, right? Because the reason is because we got the day we wanted. Because here's the thing: there's only 2 Saturdays of Oogie Boogie Bash.
Yeah, and there aren't usually.
No.
Yeah, there
So
aren't
this is-
usually any Saturdays unless it falls on Halloween.
Yeah. So there's one that's on the 29th, which is the big one. That's right before Halloween.
Yeah.
And then we got the 10th, which is the D23. But we wanted to go on a Saturday. Don't want to take time off work to do Oogie Boogie. But
That's the other reason why we haven't gone on in past years.
yeah, because then you have to take
A
work
day
time
off. Yeah.
I want to save my PTO for special things. But I think that I don't want to say we were smart, but we were lucky that we made the decision to not activate our passes until October. Because if we would have activated them on the first day, like a lot of people, or the day after the first day,
Yeah,
or
like
the week
August.
after the first
Yeah.
day, like in August,
Or even September.
because they went on sale August 25th of 2021.
Yep.
That's when the Magic Keys became available, became a
Yep.
thing. We bought ours on the 25th.
Yeah.
Because they had that little thing like, availability, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, we're going to get them.
Yeah.
But we didn't actually go and activate them until October something.
Yeah.
So that means that our keys don't expire till October.
Yeah.
And because of that, the September 10th date, we can make a park reservation.
Yep.
Everybody else can't make a reservation.
Yeah, we can't see the calendar for October.
Nobody
at
can
all.
Nobody can see past their expiration
Yeah.
date. So, unless they bought single day tickets, which I don't know why they would do, but so we were able to make a normal park reservation plus, get the hotel, and it helps us plan. And I'm wondering if Disney, and I know what you said is probably true, that a lot of the hotel stays aren't being taken up by Magic Key holders.
Correct.
I know some are, but not most Magic Key holders are usually
Just
within
driving
an
home.
hour to 2
Yeah.
hour, and so they're not going to even stay at local hotels.
I mean, even people who live in San Diego, like us, who are Magic Key holders, they drive back.
Yeah.
We're the only weirdos who stay. We're only lazy people who stay.
I know. Well, because to me, it's like you get the full. If you're driving back, you're not really getting the full. It's kind of like the same philosophy I have with vacations and work. Like some people will go on a vacation. They'll go on a 2-week vacation, and they'll come back on a Sunday and then go to work on a Monday.
Yeah, no,
That's that next
forget
day. And I'm
that.
like, well, then that actually destroys the last part of your vacation. Because the last couple days of your vacation, you're thinking about work.
Yeah.
And then you don't even get a chance to upload your GoPro videos or whatever. You know what I mean? If you're out there doing it's like you don't even have time. It's like you got to get home. You got to make sure that you even have like if you're going into the office, you got work clothes to wear. I mean, it's a whole
Do laundry,
thing.
do all that. Yeah.
if you go on a vacation, my advice to you, and this is from somebody who's in HR, I always tell even employees who I've always had throughout the years, book in your vacations. And as an employer, we usually don't want you. We want you to take as few days as possible, right? But I would always say for your mental health, have some space between the time you get, but actually before you go, have a day off, at least one day. And when you come back, have at least one day off. At least. That's the minimum. If you can get a couple days on either end, that's even better. Sometimes people take a week. They'll just go to vacation for 1 week, and they'll take 4 or 5 days, before and 4 or 5 days after, and I think that's good because then you get to rest because vacations themselves are stressful. It's not work stress, but it's still stressful. You still got to deal with Tracy telling you what to do and having an itinerary and and it's so you get back, even though you saw some great things and have some great pictures, it's still not like you're unwound. So that's my advice. So anyway, that's kind of the same philosophy I have in the microcosm for Disney. If I want Disney, I want to be able to drink a beer at Sonoma Terrace and not worry about driving back to San Diego.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to be at Sonoma Terrace and having my brother Thelonious at 8:00 and saying, "Ooh, which one of us is going to drive?"
Or, well, that's why we get a close hotel too. That's why we don't get one that we get a hotel within walking distance because we don't even want to drive back to the hotel.
Yeah. And when it comes to Oogie Boogie Bash, it's I hardly ever dress up for anything in my entire life. I'm 51 years old. I think I've dressed up for Halloween.
We did once for Halloween.
I dressed up for Halloween maybe 4 times in my life. And that includes as a kid.
Really?
I never did that.
Yeah, as a kid. As an adult, I don't think I have. Only the 2 times I went to the Valeria's party with you, our friend's party.
So, and one thing is because maybe it's my own insecurity. I don't want to be dressed up walking back to the Sheraton 3 blocks,
Oh, you wouldn't even wear a Disneyland shirt. Because you said that if we stayed close by, at least you could wear even wearing your jersey, you feel weird walking out in the street to the hotel.
It's not even about being Disney. I don't like being loud.
Yeah.
I don't like attracting attention. I'm still, people look at me, it's oh man, he's this HR guy, he's this, he's that. I'm still from the hood. I'm from Grant Park, Atlanta. It doesn't pay to draw attention to yourself on the street. I know all these Orange County people don't understand that. And so to me, it's just, that's in my DNA. It's blend in, be invisible once you're on the street. Your responsibilities to your wife and to yourself. I don't want anybody approaching us. I don't want anything, da-da-da-da-da-da. So I don't want to wear my Cloud City jersey walking down Harbor Boulevard in Anaheim. I mean, I know people do. And the fact that they don't think that there's a problem with that is a privilege that I don't have because I got into a lot of hairy situations as a kid, and that sticks with me. That's my own issues, but but staying on property, I'm one of the clowns. I just posted my Oogie Boogie Bash costume.
I'm not going to tell because I don't know how.
But I think people pretty much knew what kind of stuff I'm going to wear.
No, yeah, for me, I'm not going to say because I don't. Yeah. So for me as an adult, as a kid, my parents always dressed me up in whatever, or I would buy a Snoopy or a Minnie Mouse costume. But as an adult, I'm not those creative cosplayers who can make my own costume.
Yeah.
I'm not creative that way. And then buying the costume, the women costume always has those really short skirts. And so I don't like those. And I always don't like being the girl, the cute princess or whatever.
Yeah, I remember even seeing pictures of you in high school when you dressed up as the scarecrow.
Yeah.
Or whatever. You never... And
I was an Oompa Loompa.
You dressed up as an Oompa Loompa at one time. And then as you were telling me about...
The jester?
Yeah.
So in college, we have, every year we have this type of medieval type of fair in the middle of our park. And since I was in student government, I had to participate.
Nerd.
So, I had to participate.
Student government.
And then, so everybody, all the girls ordered those cute like medieval dresses, with the corsets and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's lame. I don't want to do that. I want to be a jester. So I dress up as a jester. That's how I don't want to be a princess. I don't want to be anything cute. And plus the outfits are so like, I want the S word, but like short skirts.
She's
and
so conservative.
boobs out and stuff.
She's so conservative.
I want to be the jester or something weird, and dorky.
It's so funny. But then, then people like wonder, like, you married Tracy. Like, what did you see about her? A lot of people don't believe me that when we first started talking, she had me cracking up for like 3 weeks straight. She's hilarious. Like, I know all these girls say the cliche thing about, what do you want in a guy? I want a guy who makes me laugh.
Sense of humor.
And then they marry a guy who looks like The Rock. It's like,
The Rock makes us laugh.
He makes us laugh, but that's not his number one thing, right?
Yeah, right.
But no, I think guys want that too, and I think guys just don't admit that, or a lot of guys don't admit that. I think Z's probably would, but I was very in touch with. I want somebody who, who I can have fun with. I want a friend, but I want somebody who's a buddy, and I want the whole thing.
Yeah.
Somebody who you're attracted to, but also somebody who you're attracted to talking to. And yeah, she had me cracking up. Like, and she doesn't even remember, but I was like literally in tears on the phone. Like because she has these sarcastic little one-liners and these things, and so
What?
and it's kind of like if you look at all of her pictures, she's never like dressed up as like, the sexy maid or anything like that. You know what I mean? She's always, her first picture was a scarecrow with overalls. I saw.
Oh, yeah. I loved wearing overalls.
Yeah.
Farmer Tracy. Somebody said that to me. Oh, you want to be Farmer Tracy? Yeah.
that was her look in high school.
No, college.
College, yeah. College. So, yeah.
I grew up
that's
in the
me.
90s, y'all.
That's
That's
me.
why. Overalls.
That's me. So, yeah, it's that's a cool thing. And then Oogie Boogie Bash is going to be fun. People see my costume. They know I'm going to be Sith.
I'm going to be something totally different. We're not even themed in the right area together.
Well, me and you.
Different. Yeah.
Between
you
me
and
and
I. Yeah.
Well, we're both villains.
Yes. I'm a villain, of course, because I don't want to be a princess. So I'm a villain.
She doesn't want to dress like a princess. Trust me, she wants to be treated like a princess. Guess who paid for her costume? She looking at her costume today and all the pieces that she needs, and she's like,
because I have to try
all of a sudden,
on.
you hear her on the podcast, and all of a sudden she goes into the baby voice. I don't get paid until next week. And she doesn't, she doesn't even have to ask. She just kind of looks at me and like, oh, this is going to be this much. And I'm already hitting Zelle. That's all it takes. I don't mind. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, don't let her fool you guys. All right. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to Oogie Boogie. I admit that I did have some FOMO. I thought I was too old for FOMO. But
then we saw people our age going. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We're like, wait a minute.
You
This
older
is not
than
a
me.
kid's thing.
You graduated in 86.
Like in the past, I would say, wow, look at all this candy. These people are getting 5 pounds of candy. And then you're like, oh, we could go to Costco and buy like a 5-pound bag of candy for $10. Why would we pay $180?
Exactly.
And all that. I was like, yeah, that's true. Okay, forget it. And then, yeah.
Yeah. And then I think Doe with Float went.
No, she went to the Christmas party.
Oh, the Christmas party, right.
But they in Disney World, they have Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, which they used to have here, but it was more for kids.
Yeah.
And so then it started, Oogie Boogie Bash over at GCA, and then they stopped Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party.
It's weird because, like, I see all the stuff that, like, Dole Whip Float does, which I used to think is lame. I'm like, you remember how I accused you of being kind of like, like the little dog that sees another dog with a ball and tries to get it. I like to look at her stuff. All the stuff I used to say was lame, and then I want to.
Now you want to do it.
I'm like, well, why? How come we're not doing that? And you're like, you said you didn't want to do that, and I'm like, well, they make it look cool. Damn you, Dole Whip Float.
Trying to sell it to us.
I know. She makes it look cool. Her and her family, they look cool when they do stuff. And it's like, well, I want to be cool. I want to look like I'm having that much fun. No, I'm like, oh, man.
Well, okay, so every time there's things like this, I always have to talk about the getting the tickets experience.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it's your time. Go.
Okay, so first off, I was nervous about finding out where the button is to click to buy tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Because
that happens every time.
Because it happens every time, and Disney always buries it. But now I learned. And then it was like 9:10, and I think you all saw me post on the stories. I'm like, hey, it's 10 minutes after 9, and I don't see anything. Where is it? Where's the button?
Why are you burying the button, Disney?
Yeah, underneath. So common sense tells me to go to the Oogie Boogie Bash page, because Disneyland said, check this out, Oogie Boogie Bash. Buy it on the Disneyland website, at 9 o'clock, whatever. And so I was like, where? So I'm on the website, and I go to the Oogie Boogie Bash website, and I even skip to purchasing tickets. And then it says, tickets will be on sale at 9 a.m. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, but where do I go? So nothing. So I keep refreshing it, and the button doesn't show up. And then you were like, what if you went to the menu and then go to special events and go to special event tickets? And go to tickets and then special events. And then you did, and then you found the button.
Yeah. And
like 15 minutes later.
Yeah, but how long did it take me? Like 1 minute.
Yeah.
She never listens to me.
Well, no, I was asking you. I was like, what do I do? But you were on the phone. And then when you got off the phone, I was like, well, I don't know where the ticket is. But then a couple of people did also message me on Instagram. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, you go here. And then, this is what I also did. I went to, because, content creators will always have more info than Disney. So I went to, I think it was Disney Hypebeast, his page, and he had the link. But me, I don't want the link. I want to know where you found that. I know I got the link, so it's fine.
Just a slight tangent. Between you and your boss, this is what has happened for the last 7 years. Because your boss will say, and her boss is younger than her, by the way, but he acts like her older brother. And he'll just say, do this, and she'd be like, no, I want the path to know how to do this.
Yeah.
That's the way her brain works. She can't accept a hack. She has to know the why.
Yeah, it's like telling me to right-click, copy, right-click, paste, or whatever. I'm like, okay, but where is it? I know
where do I
that's the
actually
shortcut.
do it?
Yeah,
I don't want to know the shortcut. I want to know the actual source.
But that's
which is not a bad thing.
Yeah,
it's not a bad thing. It's just it's funny the way your mind works because it's kind of like, it's almost like you should have gone into journalism. Instead of taking somebody's word for something, you want to get the source. You want to go all the way to the horse's mouth.
The shortcut is nice, but if I'm not going to remember it if I don't know how. So the next time, if we have another thing, now I know to go under ticketing and then special events tickets instead of just clicking on the link that Hypebeast gave us, and I'm like, no, okay, where'd you get that kind of thing. But anyways, you figured out, and then a couple people also messaged me and said, hey, you go to special events, and da-da-da. So then I finally found it, and then, of course, you wait in line for more than an hour, and it went really fast for me because I just left it on and I started working, so I was on calls all day. So it was about 2 hours, an hour and a half or 2 hours that I waited. But once I got in, it was no problem, buying the tickets and selecting the date. It's because with D23, basically your Disney account is Disney everything. So Disneyland, D23, DVC, all those are under one account.
Which is the one thing Disney did right.
Well, I wanted to make sure. So a week before that, I did chat with a cast member and I'm like, hey, how do I tell if my D23 account is linked to my Disney account? And they double checked for me. And they said, oh, it is. I see you have.
Oh, and tell them, should they use their computer or their phone?
Use your phone. Oh, I said it last time too. Remember when we did the.
But I mean, for our new listeners.
Yeah. It's faster if you use your phone. The computer is strange.
It's weird because it's almost like you jump in line when you use your phone.
Yeah, it's so weird.
So, like, if it's an hour for you on a computer, it's like 45 minutes for you on your phone.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
So,
because that time when Disneyland reopened and everyone was trying to buy just one-day tickets, I had my phone, my iPad, and my computer. And my phone was always faster.
But we can only speak to iPhones. We don't know about.
Oh, yeah, we don't know about the other.
But you dirty people with the nasty Google stuff. But no, we actually have Google stuff in our house, just not phones.
So, yeah, that was the only drama was just not finding out where the button is.
The button.
Where's the button? I know it says find ticket availability or find availability. I know it says that and it's blue, but I just couldn't find it anywhere. I know what it looks like because it's the same for everything.
Yeah. Well, we got them.
Yeah, we're excited. We're
Yeah.
our first ticketed event.
And because we're staying on site, I will dress up, like I said before. And one of the reasons is because, you know, we can just like check in or do whatever, and then our costumes will be at the hotel, and then we just walk over, get dressed, and then walk back. So it makes it easy. You don't have to be dressed up the entire day. I only want to be dressed up at night. So
Yeah, that'll be cool at night too.
yeah.
So
Okay, and I guess our last headline is that the board votes for Bob Chapek to have a 3-year contract extension.
Yep.
So
I knew that. I mean,
yeah, it
it's
never
really
seemed like the
hard
board was upset with him ever.
Yeah, it's really hard to oust a CEO.
Well,
Unless it's like really bad where the stock just like, well, their stock did. I wonder if Netflix.
well, it's kind of
will
like this
oust
Abigail
the CEO.
Disney thing, you know, when she's
Yeah.
going after him for his pay, like because he's getting $33 million. I think it's 33 or $35 million a year.
Yeah.
And she doesn't believe that the pay thing is. He deserves that pay, and he's going after him in the board.
Yeah, he doesn't. He deserves more. Being a CEO of Disney, just $33 million. Yeah.
I know a lot of people think that that's a ton of money, and
That's
it is,
like nothing.
but it's not a ton of money. If you're the CEO for for Joe's Plumbing, then yeah, it's a lot of money. But if, for a Fortune 500 company, not really.
Yeah, and especially with how expensive things are now in comparison, that's not a lot.
And by the way, I'm not advocating for high CEO pay. I'm just
No.
saying benchmarking
Something
it with
different.
other
Yeah.
CEOs.
Yeah.
Like, my CEO, I don't know how much my CEO makes. But, we're not even a public
Yeah,
company,
yeah.
so I doubt he makes anywhere near that. But there's lots of companies that we know of to where the CEOs are making that, and there's companies that you'd be like, huh?
Well, even like, who was it? Was it Don Lemon on CNN?
Mm-hmm.
He only makes $1 million a year, and I'm like, and people are like, that's it? Like, that is not a lot.
Yeah,
You know what I
and people
mean?
are like, well, that's a lot of money. And like, to be like the number 2 guy on CNN?
Yeah. So, like, okay, Don Lemon makes only $1 million, and we're like, huh?
Like,
So,
I have friends who make $1 million a year.
yeah. So for Chapek to make 33, that's not a lot.
And my friends who make $1 million a year aren't like high class guys. They're like jiu-jitsu school owners. They
Right.
just own more than one school, or they're
Right.
restaurant owners, or you know what I mean? They're actually people who were working class who worked their way up to certain positions. They're not like Harvard and Yale people, you know, and they're not like trust fund babies.
Yeah.
So to me, that's why I don't think $1 million a year is like. I'm like, dang, you're the top guy at CNN.
Yeah.
Like, dang.
So that's why it's like for Chapek to make 33, there's like the CEOs of the world will probably be like, that's all you make, you know? Like,
yeah,
so
in the
anyways.
CEO club, they're laughing at him.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. In the assistant store manager people, they worship him, but he'd be balling. But no. But here's the thing, And this is something I thought about. Some other content creators have made this point too, but it's something I think I've talked about before on this podcast. Like for a board of directors and I think I might even talked about it when I talked about the Abigail Disney thing. It's hard to come down on your CEO when you are the stockholders.
Oh, yeah. You do.
Because if you say that, it's almost like people are investing, you make money off a bus, but you're saying that your bus driver sucks. Well, it's like you're going to lose money because people are going to lose confidence in the bus. They're not going to invest in the bus, you know?
If he was doing something to hurt the shareholders.
If he was doing, it's a cost benefit analysis. If he was doing something so bad that he would cost us more money than we would lose over ousting him, then they would do it. You know? So the fact that, so it is a good indicator. Whatever he's doing, regardless of how we perceive it as guests and fans and just people, isn't as bad as, he's either still making a lot of money for them or he still has the potential to make a lot of money for them, or they think ousting him or doing anything negative towards him would cost more.
Yeah.
So there we go. It's not that complicated. All right. Now it's time for...
It's Taste Talk with Tracy. Mash some magic in your mouth.
Well, we had this a while ago, but we never talked about it, and it's the Lobster Roll at Harbor Galley. And it's good, huh? Did you like it? I loved it.
I liked it. Here's the thing, though. It's hard when you compare something that Disney has to things that you can get at private restaurants.
Oh, yeah. That's why we held up for so long to get it, because we were kind of like, why would we get lobster here kind of thing?
There's a place in San Diego in South Park called Boston Pete's, and the lobster roll is exquisite. It's just awesome. And so comparing anything, it's better than Disney's.
Of course, yeah.
But of course, exactly. So it's kind of like comparing a piece of Disney food to something that you've had at a really good, I mean, it's not like a fancy restaurant. It's just they specialize. Yeah, it's hard, you know. So you kind of have to put your expectations in the proper place.
Yeah.
So for Disney food, it's excellent.
It's excellent, yeah.
It's excellent. But don't go to some seafood specialty place where this guy with the Maine accent or Boston accent is out there, hey, Marnie, and blah, 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 and think it's going to be as good as his. It's not.
Right.
So.
But that's why we held out for so long to try it. This year was the first time trying this, because in the past we're like, well, do we want to eat lobster roll at Disneyland when there's, we're spoiled with better lobster roll somewhere else? But yeah, like you said, if you set your expectations, it's pretty good. I mean, they're big lobster pieces. They're actual lobster. They're not Langostino lobster that are tiny. So yeah. Good. Not too much mayo. You know how some places put too much
they try to hide the mass. They say, "Oh, this is huge. It's a huge lobster roll," but then it's like half mayo. So it's just
yeah. So we liked it, and we may get it again. I was still hungry. After eating that, I'm like, it's kind of a small sandwich. But of course, because it's lobster, but I was still hungry. So I might eat it and get it as a snack, not as a meal.
So I think for Dole Whip Float, who hates spoilers, we're going to give a quick non-spoiler review at the end of the podcast. Tracy's like, put it at the end so she doesn't have to skip through it. I'm like, fine. All right, so right now we're going to go into
Oh, so the Disney Wish cruise set sail this week, right? For the first time. And they have a Star Wars inspired hyperspace lounge that boasts a $5,000 Kyber crystal drink served in a Camtano? You mean that ice cream?
Yeah,
bucket
the thing that is the ice
Yeah.
cream maker.
So that's the container used by bounty hunters in the space opera franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So it's unclear what's in the drink. If it's $5,000, is it like gold in there? But
It better be Beskar. So, yeah, that'd be cool if it was like a Beskar type drink, like just silver. You know,
is that the? Oh, so this is the ship where Ant-Man was on there.
Yeah.
Not him. But,
anything you've seen this past week is on that ship.
oh, so Ant-Man was featured in there, and he talked about. Oh, I know you guys talked about some creative ways to beat Thanos, where I shrink down and blah blah. So that was funny. I thought that was funny. But
Yeah.
I'd throw that in there. But yeah, what is this drink made of?
I don't know.
They didn't say.
I think they kind of did, but what could they say to make you think it's worth $5,000? I mean, if they said, "Oh, it has rum," okay. Oh, I guess.
No, I
that's
mean, I
worth it.
wouldn't taste it. I mean, for $5,000, I can go to on the Galactic Star Cruiser.
But it's big. I'm sure it serves like 10 people. But still, 5,000.
Oh, it's big.
Yeah, that's the size of the thing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I wonder if it's like aged whiskey or something. I don't know.
I doubt it. I don't know. Maybe.
I'd rather save that and go on the Galactic Star Cruiser.
So.
But, okay, and then other Disney World news is a Florida man poses as a cast member and steals the $10,000 R2-D2 droid in an attempt to earn a job in Disney World security. So what happened
That's
was...
what he said.
No, yeah. So what happened was when he was caught, they were like, wait a minute, he's not... And they were asking him, like, these questions, and he didn't quite know the protocols of, like, he's delivering this droid to blah, 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 but he went the wrong way, and he didn't really know the protocol. And then what he told them was, well, I'm actually applying to be a security here, and I was just doing this to show you how vulnerable your security is. So see, I was able to take this droid. This is just a way to show you how.
No,
So
you got caught.
Yeah, he was arrested.
If I was HR, I'd be, well, he wasn't an actual employee, so I wouldn't be talking to him. But they should have just said, we were going to give you a job, but you got caught. we had our
this
we had
is
your
me telling you that your security system is flawed.
You got caught, dude. we had a 6-figure contract ready to go. We were just waiting for someone to steal this, but you got caught, so now you're going to jail. Sorry.
Oh man, that's so. But yeah, the fact that he got that close, he was taking it from, I think, Batu to the Swan, that Swan Resort or whatever.
Yeah, he's just a Star Wars nerd. Just got too full of himself.
Yep. And it's been, so Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique reopens August 25th. I really want Mia and Emmy to try that because it looks so cool and fun.
Yeah, we'll see if they can sit still.
Yeah.
Well, Mia could, but Emmy's going to be so picky. I don't know, because don't you get to choose certain things?
Yeah, you choose what princess you want to be, and then they'll do your hair. And then they do the sparkles, and then you put on that dress, and then you get the wand or whatever, and the tiara. And then before the closure, you walk, and you meet that princess.
Oh.
Yeah, you walk to that area to meet
Well,
princess.
I want Emmy to do it. I just want it all on video because that's going to be the most hilarious. She's going to out diva the princesses. It's going to be hilarious. And so I just want to.
But I don't know
see
if
it.
they're into princesses now, but they're into whatever the latest thing is. So right now it's Maribel for them. So I don't know if they do Maribel. Because it's the old school princesses like Snow White. I know Emmy's into Snow White because remember she had that outfit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyways, yeah. So we want them to try that. And my cousin's like, no way, it's gonna be so expensive because it's 2 of them. It's like, well, we'll help you. Anyways, so there's a rumor that guests may soon need a park pass reservation to park hop at Disney World. Because right now, I mean, It is harder to park hop though at Disney World than Disneyland. But so right now, if you have if you're an annual pass holder or whatever, and you just need to make one park reservation, I guess, and you can park hop. But in the future, you'd have to make a reservation for each park you want to visit.
Interesting.
So they can park hop right now after 2, like here.
I mean, I can see because it's such a huge place, but at the same time, I don't know what the necessity is for them to do that, but I don't know.
Yeah, because do they park hop a lot? Because all the parks are so far apart.
Yeah, they're huge. It's huge, so I could see if they were all full and doing that. But the thing is, they're so huge that I think you only spend 1 day per park.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So
there's only a rumor, so who knows? Pirates of the Caribbean reopened today. And I think there was a big crowd in the front and it wasn't ready yet or something. So it was still being tested or something was wrong or whatever. So I don't know if it finally did open, but this morning when I looked, there was like a huge crowd in front. So
well, it's one of the best rides.
Yep.
Still.
And then the big news today was Tiana's Bayou Adventure. The ride has a name now, the one that's Splash Mountain being rethemed to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. There's concept art on Tiana's outfit. It's kind of like a Jungle Cruise type of thing where she's on an adventure. So, and then it officially reopens in late 2024. No word yet on when Splash Mountain will officially close for the refurbishment or retheming, not refurbishment.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting to see what they come up with. I'm sure it's going to be good. It's going to have all the latest animatronics and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of, like, what is going to initiate the drop? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well,
what
if it's
scene?
her adventure. Maybe,
No, I mean, I'm just wondering what scene in the movie where there's
she's getting chased by alligators or something.
Yeah, but see, that movie is like a movie with like a super happy ending.
It wouldn't be anything to do with the movie. It's her going on this Bayou adventure. So she's not wearing a dress or in the concept art. She's like,
so it's a whole new story. That's why maybe that one singer said that she's doing new music.
Oh,
that makes sense now.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it's you saw it, right? It's kind of like she's dressed like a skipper, you know?
Yeah, she looks like a Jungle Cruise skipper.
Yeah, so that's why it's like, oh, is she like Emily Blunt in what's it called? Yeah, like this. See?
Yeah.
She's not even wearing a dress.
They can't see, but
I know. I'm showing
I've
you.
seen it. All right. So now we're going to talk a little bit Obi-Wan, and it's only going to be for a few minutes. So you could tune out. We're still not going to do spoilers. I'm just going to give you my impressions about why you should see it, and then why people who say it's not that good are nuts. No. So
sorry.
What? I'm in the middle of something.
Oh, I just saw that they have lobster corn dogs at Magic Key Terrace. We have to try that.
Okay, that was a good interruption.
The person that said that and asked if we were okay because we always argue just sent me like, oh my god, this is right up your alley.
Tell her she just caused an argument. You tell her.
She's like, oh my god, you're arguing again? No, if I tell her that, she's like, you're arguing again? Jeez.
No, it's because of you. So,
anyways, Obi-Wan. Sorry, Obi-Wan.
No, I think it was a very good series. Was it a perfect series? No, but I don't know of too many perfect series. You know what I mean? I think that they didn't really break canon too much. They rubbed up against it, I would say. I think that I think they stuck the landing as far as the last episode and the episode before that. The fight at the end, the big battle at the end was good. There was a lot of action stuff, throughout the series, but the battle at the end was really good. So, they stuck that. I think that people who are fans of the prequels are going to really love this series. And I think that it's really gives you an insight, if you're really into Star Wars, into the mindset of Darth Vader and Obi-Wan and their relationship. It kind of, because the whole show is really based on the dynamic of the relationship. You'll see a lot of people who don't like some of the secondary characters, or the secondary character, Reva. You know, she was getting a lot of stuff, but she's not really overshadowing the two main characters, in my opinion. They could have done more with her, I think. I think that they, if she had a spin-off show, I think that'd be kind of cool.
I think they're doing that to maybe have her in other shows in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe not her own spin-off, but
something.
Show up in cameos and stuff like that.
Because she did survive. I think originally she was supposed to die. But she survives because I think they saw some potential there. So look forward to seeing her again. So, yeah, this really wasn't, it's not a review of like, I'm going to go into like, every episode or blah, blah, blah. I just wanted people to know that there's a lot of people who are complaining about the show, but it made big money. A lot of people who watch the show do like it. There's a lot of hardcore Star Wars fans out there, and they'll even flood certain review sites that like take percentages like Rotten Tomatoes and certain things just to give it the score they want. And they're just very, I don't know. I've talked about them before, but yeah, I don't get along with them. I have a friend, and I sent Tracy kind of like a reel of our text argument. She just said, "You guys are nerds." We're arguing about
nerd debate.
Big nerd debate, but it's kind of like people want a TV show to be something. They go back to their childhood where these great things happened in the theater, and they have these great memories of themselves with their family, and if a TV show doesn't live up to that and give them the same feelings they had when they were 9, they think it's a letdown, which is kind of, I don't know. I think that's, speak to a therapist about that. You shouldn't be critiquing shows. It's a good show. I encourage you to watch it. And yeah, I pretty much, I could say a few things that I would have probably thought should have gone differently, but then again, if I were to write the whole show, it wouldn't be as good of shows as they did. So, yeah, I can nitpick, but what's the point?
Yeah.
So, that's all. We will start our new giveaway for the month of July next Thursday. Hopefully, we do the podcast on time.
Yes.
And that's it for now. If you listen to us on Apple, give us a ranking, leave us a review. Spotify too. Check us out on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. And if your friends, you don't know what to tell them to listen, they can go to ropedroppingknowledge.com. They can just listen right from the webpage. I'm Brian.
I'm Tracy.
Have a happy 4th of July.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe and visit us at www.ropedroppingknowledge.com.